with that. For me, the tough times were when my hips, which ultimately on the end of my career started to become an issue. And I just knew there was nothing I could do about that. Like when I lost a match, I always kind of generally knew why. And I was able to process that and go, oh, well, look, and there's a tournament next week. We can work on X, Y, and Z. I think the dark times for me were when my body was sort of, rebelling a little bit, and I couldn't, and I knew it wasn't really anything I could do about it. I think that was when it was kind of, that was really frustrating and tough. So yeah, well, I slipped on a wet clay court in 2008, and remember the doctor telling me I was going to be out for 3 to 4 months. And, I remember him, I think he was from a GA background, and it was September. So he was probably thinking it's for 3 months. Yes, no problem. He'll be back in, in January. Spring, yeah. Whereas for me, I had, clawed my way up to 220 in the world at the time. And I knew that's a quarter of a year, that I won't get back. And my ranking is going to drop. I'm going to lose 3 months training. I'm going to be 2 months coming back on the tour, trying to find my feet again. So I was they were the tough times. Just the injuries were frustrating.
And what's the toughest surface on your body to play on?
Hard courts. The cement with the heat coming off it, and no give in the court is definitely not ideal. So whether it's your knees, your hips, there's going to be something that they take its toll. And I had a lot of time on cement, sort of hard courts from the age of sort of 15. So probably didn't help the old hips. I think clay and grass give you a little bit more give.
Forgiving, yeah. And if tennis was tough, I believe you writing a book is tougher.
No, I think the tour is tougher.
Is it?
I think the tour is tougher. Yeah. I think the book was difficult, not in a frustrating way. Just it was time consuming. It took a lot of thought and effort, but I enjoyed it. But no, the tour and the travel and all that goes with it was definitely a little bit tougher. But no, the book was an enjoyable experience, even though there were moments where I was like, oh, I never want to look at this. I never want to look at this document ever again. I'm sick of revising it. But no, it was good fun.
And to go back over your life like that, can you do it with a distance, with no emotion, or does the emotion come back every time you rewrite the paragraphs or relive them?
You know what? I didn't find it too difficult, actually, emotionally. There were certainly a couple of, obviously, scenes in the book where, yes, it brought it back. But no, I think I did write it with a certain detachment emotionally, which was interesting. There were certainly a couple of moments, but it wasn't like I was, weeping on the page here or anything. It wasn't a real upheaval for me to write the book emotionally, which is quite interesting, really, because obviously it goes into so much depth. But I didn't find it hard to do that for some reason.
Some people will write books and they delve back and they take their toll, because they're reliving things or things that they...
No, exactly.
Because as we get older, you understand things better, and sometimes things come clear. And in a book, everything seems to be clear when you write it, and digs up a lot of emotion. So
absolutely. And the book, I think, for me, it did give me a clarity in terms of certainly decisions and moments, forks in the road in my life and in my career where, I could have stayed at Bollettieri's when I was 16 in Florida, and I probably would have helped my tennis. I probably should have, done a couple of things differently on the tour that I didn't do. And I think writing the book definitely gave me that clarity.
Like what? I mean, did you have to leave Nick, or you wanted to leave with Nick, or are you misremembering, Conor, or is it when you look back, you said coulda, shoulda?
I think me and my family, I suppose I didn't quite realize at the time what I was passing up. Okay. Even though when you read it on the page now, you look back and go, he hit with Serena Williams, Venus Williams, Andy Roddick, Peter Korda, etc., in the space of 2 weeks. He pretty much never did that ever again in his career. He had access to these players, and he gave